It looks like we are live. Well, I say we. It's I today. Yeah, welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people, or person, as the case may be. Because, as the title implies, I'm on my own today. And Mrs. Sick is over on the Globers and Goblins channel doing a D&D thing. So, if you've come for her dulcet northern English tones, she's not going to be here today. She's doing something else. And it's hilarious that I said that. And 7 of the concurrent viewers just disappeared like that. I don't know if that's just a visual thing or what. But yes, it's just me today. And yeah. But doesn't mean it won't be fun. I mean, I do tend to dominate the conversation. It is my channel after all. And we can just chat some shit and carry on as we would otherwise do. So, how are we all on this fine Monday? I am far too sober right now, but I've been really busy like resetting up in a different room, because normally I would be sat at my desk doing this. Yeah. Oh, hello Suzi, how are you doing, darling? Suzi wrote me a song. I don't know if she wants me to share it, but I won't share it yet because I'd have to like sing it, and that's not gonna fucking happen. You got your fill of my singing in my last Spirit Science video. If you haven't heard it yet, go and watch it. It's a fucking superb rendition of quote unquote Captain Planet that I was very, very pleased with. The methane tanks aren't venting. No liftoff for Starship Entropy. Yeah. So, yeah, what are we all doing today? What's going on? Why going on? Who's going on? What am the happenings? Is basically where I'm going with this. As you can tell, I generally need something to bounce off of. I come here for Mrs. Sick. Well, then you need to go over to the Globers and Goblins. I don't know if they've started yet. Apparently they start at 9, which conflicts with this for obvious reasons. But hopefully has a different enough channel base. But I'm hoping that a few of you pop over. And mostly, really, I think you should go over once they've started, or if they've started, and just, you know, subtly imply that Mrs. Sick smells. Just, I mean, I'm not saying you should do that, but I would think it was funny. And, you know, I'm allowed because I tell her she smells all the time anyway. She's my partner, I'm allowed. Even though, you know, I am definitely the one who smells in this household. Got that man stench going on. Wonderful stuff. Rain and more rain. It's a wine day. The weather at the moment has been completely fucking just not making its goddamn mind up, which is very British, but it's even... When you hear the term scattered thunderstorms, like scattered showers, okay, that's reasonable, that's a thing that happens. Scattered thunderstorms? What? Just little thunderstorms just dotted around the landscape. Fuck that. Globers and Goblins. Are Goblins now tied to the enemy of Den Flat Earthers? No, it's just it's a D&D group that is made up largely of, you know, people who like to make fun of flat Earth type people. Well, funnily enough, completely unrelated, I was listening to, I think Professor Dave Explains. He did like this really, really long takedown of... yeah, this is unusual for me because I almost never watch stuff out of this community, as it were, just because I get enough of it in my day job. It's very unusual for me to like sit down and do that for entertainment. I do it like big important videos I check out, but the day-to-day stuff it's enough with what I get already. Jesus Christ, I can't cope with non-stop stupid, so I tend to watch technology stuff instead. But I was watching that, and yeah, it was good. It was like a response from Globebusters, And yeah, but anyway, yeah. So Globers and Goblins is the D&D group that happened to join together based on a mockery of the old flat Earth theory. So yeah, it's a D&D group that isn't made up of a bunch of nerds. I think they're called Globers. People who refer to themselves as Globers would be a little bit nerdy. I gotta assume. Gobblers and Goblins. Gobblers and Goblins. I like that idea. With your powers combined, he is Captain Sursic. I'm not singing it again. Not live, anyway. I completely fucked my voice in the next week. Last week, basically. On the Tuesday, I was trying to write, and then my computer just decided, for no fucking reason, that it just wasn't going to connect to my network. And I work off of a server in my house. So when I can't connect to the network, I can't fucking work. And I'd had one of those days where just everybody wanted something from me. Mrs. Sick wasn't well, so she couldn't pick up the kids. My brother was having some issues with some work stuff, so he wanted to talk. And when I finally, you know, all day, all while this was happening, it was all working. And I'd like occasionally tried to get a bit of work done, but it just wasn't fucking happening. I get to the point where everybody's like done with me, and it just won't fucking connect. And I had a little bit of a moment, to the point I have a cupboard where basically where I record. If I'm having like a little bit of a oh fuck moment, I'll just go in there and just like so that I can then go, okay, I'm fine. And I just stupided it, and I just hurt my voice. Wasn't even that loud. But yeah, so I ended up next few days not being able to speak properly. So that was fucking stupid, and it's very, very noticeable in the upcoming videos. So well, I think it's very noticeable. It might just be fine, but I'm pretty sure it's really noticeable. But I did learn something new, which is that I should be writing 2 days in a row instead of write, edit, which is my current schedule. And this week I'm going to have another go at that, because I ended up finishing all my work a whole fucking day early. Like, I had last Friday essentially off, which is a fucking remarkable moment for me, because I haven't had any time off. Like, I haven't had a day off of my work days in literally 2 years. So that was fun. I didn't even take Christmas Day off. Mrs. Sick got mad at me for that, because I don't like to be behind in work. So yeah, you sound just as terrible, mate. Yeah, my voice is still a little bit on the raspy side, but it's significantly better. Everybody run, the stream on Malay. We are to be alone. Curse you, Sick. I mean, it's me. Me and be the alone because Mrs. Sick is not here. That was my point. But yeah, so I might be able to do more work, or I might be able to take more time off. Maybe I'll combine the two together. I know I am a YouTuber, effectively, professionally, so I don't really work, but I do spend a lot of time doing things that one might consider work, and it gets pretty fucking exhausting. Does work involve chugging barrels of whiskey? Chugging? What is it when you just, like, open up your throat and just pour it directly down without even, like, drinking? Because that's how I do it. Who's going to fill in on the piss breaks? Hopefully, there won't be any, but I'll try and soldier through without having more piss breaks. The thing is, if I'm talking constantly, I'm going to drink less. That's just a fact. Because, you know, I don't like to be quiet for long time periods. It's one of the things that makes me drink almost nothing during the Saturday Twitch streams that I've been doing of late. And if you want to check those out, go to Twitch/SirSickCrusader, something like that. But yeah, you'll get to go see the adventures of Buff McGee, who's currently working his way through the Dark Souls. Although it's, I think your voice sounds sexy. Oh, thank you very much. I get a lot of people who tell me I have a very, oh, I apologise for that. That was probably very noisy. That plate should not be on that table. Clonk. Right, we'll move you over here, you little asshole. And yeah, should have thought of that. Again, I'm not set up in my usual location because Mrs. Sick needs not to have me talking loudly in the background. So I reset up my usual Saturday stream setup just without the GAM. Although I did consider playing a game, and then I was just like, but I can't be asked. I just want to talk some shit. Are you on Odyssey or something? What do you mean by that? Your esophagus is a giant straw to your stomach. I mean, can you imagine if you could just like push it out and then you could reach further away, whiskey? That would be good. It's hard to take the time to take a sip of drink whilst talking. I even forget to drink while talking and not streaming. When you just sat there. Oh, I'm on my own. Maybe I should just drink in silence. That's the way to do it. Do you wear the suit of armour in the hot tub when you stream on Twitch? Oh, I forgot that it does that. Turn that volume down. Probably won't be able to send more chats since Tiny Human needs me to play Among Us right now. He's to a sip of whiskey. Thank you. I haven't played Among Us, so I don't know if it's actually any fun. Sick, talking shit is always welcome. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting pretty good at just consistently chatting shit. One of the things about the Twitch stream is because I have barely any followers on there compared to something like YouTube. When I start a stream, I don't know how to like pre-stream without me like I don't know. I don't really take Twitch particularly seriously, even though I've got 4 fucking paying subscribers on it, which is fucking baffling to me. But I don't. Yeah, I've forgotten what I was going to say there. Oh yeah, me talking shit. When I start, there's no one there, and there's no one there for a solid couple of minutes, which I really fucking hate. That's one of my favourite things about these streams is there's always people here before it goes live. So I know I'm talking to someone. The idea of being sat there and just talking to myself, even though that is effectively what I'm doing right now, I'm going to have a fucking existential crisis. It's like, I am basically just sat here talking on my own. If someone came in and just somehow couldn't tell that I was streaming, it would be very, very fucking odd, because it's an incredibly casual setup. You know, I just have a fucking Blue Yeti just sat sort of tucked away in a corner, and otherwise you couldn't tell it wasn't just a living room, apart from the monitor next to the fucking couch, which is a bit of a giveaway. Pre-stream equals gin and tonic. It's not, oh shit, he found me, keep you on in the background though. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, keep me on in the background. It's not like you're going to miss anything from the visuals, let's be honest. I mean, a lot of people only listen to my main videos, and I actually, quote unquote, animate those. And that's a very, very, very big set of fucking quotes, with multiple quotes. Alone with 105 of your favourite strangers. Yeah, like if I was sat, I've said this before on streams, if I was sat, even with just like 20 people just around me, listening to me, that'd be fucking weird. And to have 100 or so people listening to me at the same time, that's really weird. I mean, when you start to sort of conceptualize a lot of the numbers involved in my channel now, it's like I get 20,000 views on 90% of my videos, within a month, quite easy, which is just fucking weird. Apparently, Globers and Goblins has gone live, so I think I put a link. I couldn't tell you if I didn't fuck that up, but I put a link to the channel. I put a link to the channel in the description, so if you want to go annoy her, feel free. I mean, probably better not to actually annoy her, but say hi. Say hi, and maybe stay around and enjoy it. Maybe tell me that they're talking about me and talking shit about me until I can get all paranoid and be like, everybody hates me. Because, you know, I mean, that must be true. My last D&D session, my DM started giving the NPCs custom voices. When he pulled Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, it was impressive. It was epic. I don't know why I said impressive. Don't know what the fuck's wrong with my face. And, yeah, people are now following me on... for some reason, the way I have Streamlabs set up, because still not properly, it gives you the Twitch... I think it gives you the Twitch stuff. I'm not sure. I don't fucking know how any of this shit works. They're called terrible streams for terrible people for a fucking reason. They're not going. It's very fun to annoy her. Shocking that Duck Dog would say that. I love you, Sir Sick. Have my babies. I mean, I do have 2 kids already. I don't really want to have yours as well. Like, can you just keep them and just name them after me? Well, you are terrible, Sessic. Yes. And that is something that we must never forget. I always say, you know, make sure to establish a strong sort of line that you fucking suck, that you have bad opinions, you're a fucking idiot, and then that way you just make sure people know what you're about. Don't tell them that you're smart. Don't imply that you're not a moron. Just, yeah, you're an idiot. Own it. And then no one can be disappointed by your inevitable fuck-ups. Greetings from the Welshican. Greetings, Essex. You being the smart and the most sexy. I mean, I do try. I mean, I'm not sure about smart, but pretty fucking sexy for a fat dude. Listening to the Sickest Sick, sir, on YouTube's. Yes. Please, Sick, give me your kids. Drop them off at my house. Do you know what? I quite like them, so I'll pass on that. You know, I always think of children. Children are a lot like farts. People quite like their own. Mrs. Sick disagrees with me on that point very strongly, and I'm just like, I can't believe you don't like your kids. She claims it's the farts, but we all know what she's talking about. Handsome, famous, and good at the terrible. Terrible at the sex. Wait, no. Wait. God damn it. Freudian slip, as they call it. I'm totally wearing my Whiskey Club shirt right now. It is surreal that people all over the world wear clothes with your name on them. Is it? It is. I mean, okay, that's not my name. Or that's not the name of the Who man who voices Sir Sick. But the concept that something that I've created has resonated with a not insignificant amount of people is fucking baffling. Because, I don't know, when I was a kid, I was always very drama studenty. I does much appreciate of what you does. Thank you, Rem Relativam. Pretty sure I nailed that. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was in choir, I was in drama, I would do the school plays and often get the lead. I was a very, very I don't want to say flamboyant because that's not the right word, but I was very into the arts. I was into art as well. Although I had an excellent teacher who really smushed my joy of art right the fuck out of me. I also had a drama teacher who did something similar, so that was fun. But at least as a kid, I was all into that kind of shit. Regardless of the fact that I am anxious as fuck. But yeah, my brand, like I said, a thing I created, people are into, and that's fucking weird. Like, I was super impressed when I had like a few thousand subscribers. I was just like mind blown. And every time I hit one of the milestones, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm often quite glad that my growth has been relatively controlled, because I very animated. I was pretty animated as a kid. I could be quite dramatic as well, in that like kid way. Sir Sick is an art nerd. I'm just a nerd in general. I've definitely lent more towards computery stuff. I think that's a big part of why I started making videos, is because I'm a creative person. I've worked in a couple of places that were like very creative jobs. But I always end up going with computers, and then I did a lot of Photoshop shit. I'm not good at Photoshop. I'm competent, or relatively competent, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so apologies if you hear a fucking explosion. Do keep your volumes to a reasonable degree, because I don't have any way to fucking silence myself. I should, but, you know, whatever. Fuck, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, your name is Clive McDougall. No, my name is... Fuck, I always forget what it is. Something Pringle. Kevin Pringle, something like that. I can't remember. Someone will know my name that the stream. Gavin Pringle. That's the one. He got bored. Thank goodness. I don't get bored. I get distracted. I'm not a person who actually gets particularly bored. I'm very much a person who always finds something to do. My worst trait is I get really, really freaked out and worried that I'm not going to have something interesting to do. Your content is great. Well, it's good. I mean, it's alright. Sometimes it's kind of bad, actually. It's terrible. Unsubscribe. Correct. Yeah, I get distracted a lot. And I also... Like, one of the reasons that I started doing the stream on the Saturday is... As an old now, I feel the desperate need to be productive even when I'm on downtime. Hey, we got 666 playbacks of this stream. Yeah, thank you, Satan. It's always good to know when he makes himself known. Quick question: I've noticed that on English-speaking countries, US, UK, Canada, the flat Earth movement has gained a lot of traction. But in other countries, even third world countries like Mexico, although it does have some followers, it is not as big. Why do you think that is? I think that is because when you don't have any problems, you start to fucking invent them. And the flat Earth is a very simple problem to have that doesn't really make your life any harder, but is very easy to pretend. When you have real problems, you're not going... oh, there's some fucking conspiracy to control us. You're like, no, we have real problems. Like, that's not a real problem. Shut the fuck up, moron. Yeah. Perspective. A lot of, like, first world problems are a thing. And I think a flat Earth is effectively just a first world problem. Apologies for the burp. Kind of. Are you a sun sneezer? Going from dark room to a well-lit one, or preferably outside on a sunny day, can induce a sneeze? No. Although not that I've noticed. I'm a sneezer. I'm the kind of person who just sneezes for no goddamn reason, and it'll be the most powerful sneeze you've ever heard in your fucking existence. Often a double sneeze. That 2-in-1 sneeze. And they fucking hurt. Oof. They're like... I imagine some of my sneezes as what it feels like to have the back of your head blown off. Since we've got quite a lot of people in today, 131 of you, that's pretty good. Mrs. Sick is at Globers and Goblins if you're here for her. Go and check it out. If not, then you're just going to hear me rattle on about bullshit. But 5 out of 10 burp harder. Don't be afraid to push. That's when you end up making yourself vomit. Same with don't push your luck with farts, because you should know this. I assume that most of you are at least mostly grown up. The hidden truth of the mud floods is a minor annoyance for me. Do you mean that you think that the mud floods is a real thing that is being hidden, or do you think that the people who think that the mud floods is a real thing are annoying? Hard to tell. Do you think it is more reasonable to deny gravity or germ theory? Which do you think is more defendable position? Neither. I don't think either is a defendable position. They're both based on ignorance. And ignorance is not a defensible position because it's ignorance. If you're arguing from not knowing what the fuck you're talking about, you literally don't have the ability to defend that position. Because you can't go away and just look at the science and go, boom, there's the science, blah, 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 blah. I treat 99% of bad ideas as basically the same level, at least as far as sort of how I function and my argumentation works, because they're all based on ignorance. The only one that really gets to me is anti-vaxxers who are selling stuff. I think that a good number, if not the vast majority of those, are legitimate pieces of shit. And the thing is, like, you know, a lot of people claim pose on this, that, and the other person, but honestly, there's very little chance of that person. There's no benefit to Hans Wormhat. Doesn't get anything out of being a moron, other than a bit of praise from his moron fans. I think he's genuinely that ridiculous. Because, you know, he doesn't get that. People don't pay that much attention to him. You know, and as much as I've bitched and moaned about someone like Roger of Mud Fossil University having like 100,000 subs, he doesn't actually compare his channel size to his viewership, and fucking no one watches him. He should be getting significantly more viewership. Like, I get about half my subscribership in viewers, give or take. But no, like, yeah, people aren't paying true attention. Some people are paying attention to them. That's no fucking lie. Like there are people who believe this shit, spout this shit. That's why I also constantly go on about Roger's fucking fans who drive me absolutely up the wall, because they are the most arrogant, condescending dipshits I've ever fucking communicated with. They just, it's easy to mock. It's difficult to be a pioneer. And they're like, oh, fucking kill me. Just, oh, no, awful, awful, awful. Hans could be right about one thing and we'd never know. I mean, doubt. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff he's right about. It's just not much of it. My dad likes to argue with anti-vaxxers since he got measles when he was 4 before the vaccine was available. I mean, I like to argue with anti-vaxxers because it's just another person to argue with. But it's, like I said, it's the people who have something to sell, or people who, yeah. Medicine woo is generally something that is sort of more serious as far as I'm concerned. It's much, much, much more dangerous. That's not to say, like, I've been criticised on more than one occasion. You should just leave people alone to do whatever they want and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, A, you do realise that you coming here and criticising me for criticising other people is what you're criticising me for. That's what you're doing, you fucking dumbass. So that bugs the shit out of me. But, you know, every bad idea has to be criticised. That is a firmly held conviction of mine. People need to People need to be... It needs to be pointed out when they're being fucking stupid. It needs to be pointed out when they're wrong. Otherwise, no one... If no one criticised these bad ideas, then you've got no fucking buffer between some... I don't know, we'll call him John. John isn't super bright and isn't much of a critical thinker. You know, he comes across this idea and the person articulates it well enough and it's an interesting idea and it goes along with his beliefs that the government is out to get you kind of shit. He's like, oh, this could be legit. Or he comes up to that and there's also, he watches that video, but there's my video on that video underneath it where I just mock it roundly. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. You know, if there was no me there, or other people, or whatever, there would be significantly more of these fuckers, I'm pretty sure. Pretty damn sure. Not saying that I do an amazing public service or anything. I do this 100% for my fun. If I ever stop finding it fun, I'm literally just going to stop. Hasn't happened yet. Don't see it happening anytime soon. But it's, yeah. You'd know if I was doing something that I wasn't enjoying. Because... yeah, I think my videos would be really shit if I didn't have fun with them. Did you hear about the midget psychic who broke out of prison? There was a small medium at large. Fuck's sake. It is the interwebs. We must have fun at them sillies. Yes. I do think it's important to point out any wrongness. Misinformation should be countered, always. It should never not be counted. Cersei, why are you naming your hypothetical dumbass after me? It wasn't about you, John. No, definitely not. No, never. Why would it be you? It's that other John. John. Oh shit, you are John. Oh. What you're saying is anti-vaxxers literally kill people and leave them to suffer from preventable diseases are pieces of shit, because they are. I mean, effectively, yeah. I mean, I think your general average anti-vaxxer who is just like some fucking Facebook mum isn't a piece of shit, but they are a fucking idiot. They are, you know, it's funny when you get called like a sheeple by people, it's often by people. God, I wish this would stop fucking rhyming. It's often from people who follow certain individuals without question, which is fucking hilarious. The irony is quite amusing. The new government stupid may be endemic and terminal. Quote, we knew a new variant may knock us off track. That's why we made a new variant. What the fuck? What? What is this? Where is the higher-pitched Cersei with the funny accent? She is over at Globers and Goblins doing a Dundee. Go and check it out if you want to hear that. What you could do is you could put both streams on at the same time, and it would almost be the same thing, except with like 4 or 5 other people also just talking over me / me talking over them. I imagine my voice is probably a bit more powerful and loud. I'm not sure. Warping of space-time is one theory that has its supporters. Very much could be something like that. There are still unknowns. I mean, there are a lot of unknowns. That's one of the things. That's, like, there's talking about hypotheticals, and there's talking about things as facts, and, I tend to go after people who talk about things. If you want to go, you know, here's a fun idea. What if this, and this? I'm much less likely to like engage with that, because it's like, yeah, you're just having a bit of fun. But you've got your spirit science who says this is this, and it works like this, and that's how reality is. And there's no level of, oh, no, we're just talking about fun ideas. No, it's like, these are facts. this is how this shit works. And it's like, no, it fucking doesn't. Not even remotely. And if you're going to make claims, you need to back them up. Especially because when I found out he was selling things, which shouldn't have fucking surprised me at all, because it's always the goddamn same story. Same old song and dance. But, yeah, when they were selling this fucking... I can't remember what it was. Some kind of mindfulness course or some shit. And you could pay like $70 for a 7-day course. Or you could pay like $60 a month. $60 fucking dollars a month. For fuck knows what. I mean, it'd be one thing if he had himself a patron. Like, that doesn't... people go out of their way to support. People go out of their way to support me. It's fucking awesome. But, like, there's no... Yeah, I would be a massive hypocrite if I had a problem with that. If people want him to make stupid shit, that's cool. I mean, I imagine if he does have a Patreon, there's some people who pay him to make this shit because they think it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, and I can't fucking deny that. I've literally paid money to someone just so I had access. I mean, it was a business decision because I wanted access to their videos so I could comment on them. But at the same time, it was just really funny. That's a new video game a month. It certainly fucking is. Thanks for me helping me survive my workday. And I like pie. Oh, I do like pie. Pie. It's the best kind of pie. In fact, the best kind of pie is the pork pie. Which is you get a pie base, and then you fill it with pork pies. And if you've got a particularly big one, you could put mini pork pies in between the big pork pies. And then you top it over with gravy, and then you bake it or something. I can't remember the other step. But then I think you chill it down, and it just turns into this, probably like a heart attack. What's the word sung at the start of my theme? Well, I'll give you a clue. It's my name. Although I like to go with sausage. Sausage. Deep fry it. Yeah, deep fry the pork pie. Gravy. By gum. Gravy. Yeah, I don't know why gravy became a thing on this channel. I know it's partially because Northerner, but yeah. Damn it, I'm a fat bastard. I'm fat enough, you bastard. Yeah. I'm still trying to lose weight, but oof, it's difficult. I was trying to order some food. We use Amazon Prime because it's like super fucking fast. Usually gets there same day if you're really good at it. And God, just the temptation to order so many bad things, snacky things. I am a big fucking snacker, which is why I had to tell Mrs. Sick to stop fucking... She hardly ever goes out shopping, but when she does, she wants to get me a treat. And it's just like, motherfucker, I'm trying to lose weight. I will just eat those. That's what I do. It's there. Because in my mentality is, I fucking hate wasting food. I can't throw it away. So the best bet is to eat it all as fast as possible and hope that some of it just like passes through. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna add it on top of the pile of chubby tubby that is me. You're good at Amazon. You're good at Amazon Prime. What do you mean I'm good at Amazon Prime? Do you mean I get the orders in? Because I think we just have an excellent coverage in this particular area. We're quite near a really big town, so I think that helps. I could really go for a strawberry pie now. That does sound really nice. Tell her you can't get enough celery. Om nom nom. I tried when I was younger to eat a lot more celery, because the concept is that if you eat celery, it takes more calories to break it down than it gives you. So theoretically, you could eat nothing but that, and it would force you to lose weight. And I like celery. I didn't like it that much. I haven't had celery since I tried to do that, and that was like a decade ago. That was over a decade ago. I've been with Mrs. Sick for fucking 12, maybe 13 years. I never remember how long. She always did me. Yeah. May have missed it. What are your favourite whiskies? Yes. Ants on a log. Yeah. We need a top 10 Sursic whiskey recommendation. Yes. 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 Yes, please. Yum, yum. Whiskey. More whiskey. I'm drunk. That's my top 10 favourite whiskies. All I can tell you really is that there's types of whiskey that I can't drink or that I don't like. I don't like peaty whiskies because they taste like TCP and are fucking disgusting. And I can't drink Jamesons. And probably not Irish whiskey in general, but definitely Jamesons. Because I got very, very, very drunk on Jamesons. I drank a whole bottle to myself. It made me violently ill. And now the taste of it makes me feel sick. But not me sick, just vomity sick. So, yeah. Mr. Bozo's head channel was removed by YouTube after he was exposing Mark Steele and other grifters. Takes the piss. That does take the piss. Worst whiskey. Again, I would say Jameson's because it makes me want to vomit. That's not Jameson's fault. I used to like it before that. But I literally can't drink it now. Sir Six's favourite whiskey is whatever you're giving him. Exactly. Or whatever's within arm's reach. And I am, as I've said multiple times, an absolute fucking heathen. And I like using whiskey as a mixer. Or with mixers. I don't know which way you put it. Which is usually Pepsi Max. And then whatever goes with it. I do like Jack Daniels. I like bourbon in general. Bullet bourbon is fucking large. I don't know. I did that on Southern Comfort. Extremely sick. Oh, I cannot drink Southern Comfort to save my fucking life. Same with the honey whiskies. Someone was showing me a honey whiskey on Twitter, and they are just sickly sweet. They are disgustingly sweet, and they're very, very difficult to drink. Basically, if I wanted to just drink but not, I would have honey whiskey because it would take me fucking hours between drinks because it's just not a taste I'm a big fan of. I do like sort of your general flavoured ones. Like I like the Tennessee Fire. The Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire is fucking really tasty. And I'm actually currently drinking Tennessee Apple by Jack Daniel's because it was cheap. Generally speaking, I like sort of a mid-tier one at a low price. But if I'm drinking to have a really tasty drink, it's probably going to be Bullet Bourbon because that's one of my favourite bourbons. As a sort of a, it's not that high tier, but it is, yeah. Also, Glenmorangie, because yum. Don't get the cinnamon, JD. As in, you don't understand it? Or are you telling me not to get it? I'm not sure what Screwball is. I've had Fireball, which is yummy. Peanut butter whiskey. That sounds fucking interesting. Because I have an odd relationship with peanut butter. Sometimes, like I like peanuts, and yeah, but I've had peanut butter, and it's always a bit. I think it's just a bit too intense. That might be but I've had peanut flavored things that are also really nice. So it's hard to tell. Oh my god, peanut. Like a whiskey with some kind of chocolate liqueur. Peanut whiskey with like Tia Maria. I know Tia Maria is a coffee liqueur, but it has a weird chocolatiness to it. So Tia Maria and that. Or I know Bailey's can be hit or miss when you mix it with certain whiskies. It can curdle it. But certain ones don't. So that's fun. But Bailey's, oh man, I love fucking Bailey's. If there's something that I could just drink and drink and drink and drink, mint chocolate Bailey's is, oh, I could just drink that all fucking day. And the only reason I don't is it's so expensive and it goes down so fucking smooth. Just glug, 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 glug. Fucking love that shit. Hey Sick, I'm a big fan. Thanks for all the videos. Love them, and you're awesome. And great at this X. I am. Apparently. Allegedly. I'm in a band, and sometimes we throw plastic shot bottles into the crowd. Usually Fireball. Do you open them first? Because that'd be really mean. Oh. You want to try Frangelico then? Items like Nutella. You're saying that it tastes like Nutella. I mean, a Nutella flavoured... I'm a big fan of praline. That is a yummy hazelnut flavoured things. A fucking just... tasty. Was it Ferrero Rocher and Kinder Bueno? Oh my god, I could eat those for days. I'm getting drunk just listening to this monologue. I guess it is. I guess it is a monologue. But it's a monologue in the same way that I guess any sort of radio station would be. Like, that's what a radio station is. Just someone going, blah, 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 blah. Here's my opinions on some bullshit. You know, that's what's going on here. I mean, I'm stunned by the amount of viewers we're having in this, especially considering that I'm just on my own and not really doing anything. Very odd. But, yeah. Glenlivet, 18-year-old, yummy. I'm a fan of Glenmorangie. That's probably my favourite sort of higher tier whiskey. I know it's not super high tier by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still 40 quid for a 30 centilitre bottle, which is not cheap. But, yeah. Anyone had a shot called a brain hemorrhage, where you make the Bailey's curdle with different alcohols? Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds fucking fucking come in here and fucking ruin my Baileys, you piece of shit. Sir Sick Talk Radio. Yeah, I mean, in the past we've had other people on, but you know, that requires organisation, and I just sort of got to a point. It's like, I just want to do the stream every Monday and just go for an hour, and if things are going well and we're having a good time, then I carry on, and if I want to stop, I just stop. And I want to stop because I want to stop, and not because, I don't know. So it became a lot more Sir Sick and Mrs. Sick talk shit for an hour plus. We're all here because you said you were like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I kind of expected it to make people not come, if I'm completely honest. Do I drink rum? I do. I enjoy Kraken and Captain Morgan. Again with the pops. I call it sea whiskey because that's what it is, and that's a fact backed up by science. And if you don't believe me, then shut up. Talisker Sky. I have heard of Talisker. I don't recall if I've ever had it. I did used to work in a pub, and I would occasionally be, because I said I liked whiskey, the whiskey buffs. The easiest way, if you are okay with whiskey and you want a free drink, if a whiskey buff comes in, just tell them that you like whiskey, but you haven't really tried any of the fancier ones, and they almost invariably buy you one because they want someone to fucking talk to. And they'll go, oh, what do you think of that one? And you're like, oh, it was definitely a whiskey. But yeah, you got to watch it. Like, this is how I know I don't like peaty whiskey, because it literally tastes like medicine. It's fucking gross. Cats or walruses? How many and what kind of arena? Sugarcane whiskey. Jesus. Oh, I see. You talk about rum. I just got that. Who are we kidding? He drinks most anything. Whiskey is just better. I do drink a lot of things, and I do drink things that I'm not like a huge fan of. I used to drink more beer, but I haven't had a pint of beer in a very, very, very fucking long time, and I've never enjoyed it. I enjoy the situations where beer is, as in I liked hanging out with my mate at the pub, and then as soon as I stopped being absolutely agonizingly poor and could thus afford to actually buy drinks that I wanted, and in enough to like have one when I ran out, then I stopped buying beer. Because the beauty of beer for me was that it took me fucking ages to drink a single pint. Fuck and talk too, indeed. I am quite the multi-talented person. Can't stand Jägermeister. It tastes like cough medicine. Jägermeister is one of those things that no one likes. And anybody who says they like it is just a damn filthy liar or a crazy person. The best whiskey is the one currently in your glass. Exactly. I have had some cheap whiskies in my time, and they were fine. Not that long ago, I used to drink Clark's because it was a bourbon that I could get down at a local Aldi, and it was about 12 quid for a 70 centilitre bottle. Yeah, and that is very cheap and very yummy. And I also worked out that if you are like me and you like to have mixers with your if you like to have tall drinks with whiskey in them, as long as you're having 25ml shots, it goes a very long way. It's quite an inexpensive way of getting drunk, relatively. I mean, if you really want a really cheap way of getting drunk, that's when you crack out the White Lightning. But that shit is fucking disgusting. That shit is genuinely just nasty. And I used to drink it many years ago because obviously we used to have basically a snake bite in black, which was I don't even know why it was called snake bite. No, snake bite was half lager, half cider with blackcurrant in. Now this was just White Lightning and blackcurrant, and even with that blackcurrant to try and mask the taste, it was still fucking gross. I do not miss those days, and I can't imagine what that shit was doing to my insides, but at the very least they were probably very clean. Disgusting stuff. Do not drink white cider. It is nasty. It's very strong. It's about 6 to 8%, depending on which one you get. But fucking hell, tequila is a no thank you. I've had a couple of tequilas. I had some pretty nice ones that are good, because that's another important thing, and this is sort of an important thing for most things. If you're an adult now and you've not liked XYZ thing for a very long time, you need to bear in mind two facts. A, the thing that you tried that you know for a fact that you don't like because you had it, it was fucking disgusting. When you had it, was it cheap? And secondly, how long exactly has it been? Because as you grow older, your taste buds get less and less sensitive, to the point where stuff that you used to fucking hate could actually be quite nice now. Certainly palatable to the point where you could like learn what's nice about it. So definitely do that. But yeah, so if you don't like tequila, if you'd only drank really cheap tequila, that's because if you're buying it in a bar, the chances are they're using the cheapest one they can get away with, because that's what they fucking do. Especially if it's shots. You know, cheap shots are going to be cheap. They're going to be cheap, shitty alcohol that tastes like crap. Try, if you know someone who's like an aficionado of a certain type of spirit, find them and ask them, you know, if you could try a nice one, or what they would recommend as a nice one. And I bet you'd find that you actually kind of like it. It's the fact that you don't like the one that tastes like literal paint thinner. It's the same with basically all spirits. A high quality spirit doesn't taste like paint stripper. A high quality spirit actually tastes like a nice thing. Vodka is a good... Most people think that they don't like vodka unless it's like absolutely covered in orange juice and other really strong flavours. But actually, if you have a really good vodka, it's like... The last really good vodka I had was just like a smoky flavour. It was really, really nice. You could drink that as shots, as like you would drink whiskey. Most good spirits you can drink in a tumbler with or without ice, depending on your preferences. And they're very, very pleasant if they're high quality. If they're shit quality, they taste like fucking methylated spirits. Pardon me. All Australian bars have a top shelf. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Top shelf stuff. Usually better. That's not to say, you know, vodka tastes like hairspray. Yeah. Especially when you dip your finger in it. As kids, I thought rum was horrible, undrinkable stuff because my dad had lambs. Yeah, lambs is pretty inexpensive. It's not like a top quality brand. And even some of the higher end brands are just not nice flavors, or they're very specific. Buffalo Trace is a good whiskey that's cheap and tastes like goodness. Mrs. Sick is a big fan of Buffalo Trace. I think it's very smooth, but it has very little flavour. For me, I prefer something with a bit of kick. But it's a nice bourbon. I'm not going to deny it. It's very, very, very drinkable. Russian Standard in the silver label. Vodka has to be kept in the freezer. I mean, it's one way to have it. I think gin tastes like pine needles. Yeah, gin is a strong, strong flavour. That I can understand why people don't like it, and even a half-decent gin. But gin is something that should be had with other things. Gin and tonic with lime, not lemon, is very, very palatable. If you put lemon in it, it tastes like perfume, because it literally like changes the chemical compound to be like effectively perfume. Not quite, but close enough. When you use limes, which is what they used originally, they only started using lemons because of the fucking war. It's a nicer flavour. It's a really nice summer drink. Is a gin and tonic. Crystal Skull Vodka has a cool bottle. I would totally have one of those and then fill it with whiskey. Came for the smarts, stay for the booze recommendations. Yeah, I mean, you didn't come for the smarts because it's just me, but gin is terrible unless you cut it with also horrible tonic, somehow cancelling both their horribleness out. Yeah, tonic is fucking nasty. But yeah, you combine them together and they make a quite palatable drink. I love gin and tonic with a double lime twist. Yeah, there you go. It's got to be lime. Lemon just makes it disgusting. Oh, lemonade, I guess. Vodka is born of the cold of Russia, belongs to the cold. Fuck's sake. Wait, there's a difference between lime and lemon. I thought they were the same thing. No, they are literally different fruits. Are you taking the piss, or... Yeah, lime is a different fruit. I mean, they're both citrus fruits, but they're not the same fruit. It's like saying an orange and a mandarin is the same thing, just because they're both, you know, orange. Right. Now, someone said about me needing to have breaks. I'm quite enjoying myself. Mrs. Sick is still on her stream, but I do really, really need a piss. Don't go away. I will be back shortly, and I will try and keep this noise going. Although there will be a momentary silence-ish while I go for a quick slash. So be right back. See you in a moment. I'm back. Don't go. Don't go. Don't leave me. Oh, that was a bigger pee than I was expecting. Oh, how many people did we lose? Oh, we didn't lose anybody. I'm shocked. Did you listen to me? Shut up, phone. No one likes you when you're alarmed. Right, I'm going to pour me a drink. And I need to get these out. Oh, because they are all in my way. Oh, there we go. Right. Open this. And I've got a I've got a bottle with a pouring measure on it. And so I can pour it straight into the fucking can. Skills. And then I've got myself a little stealth drink. There. Okay. Boy, were you freaking chicken? Were you frying chicken? I'm sorry, was that a very noisy pee? I thought I shut the door, but there we go. Yeah, I went pissing like a racehorse. Basically, it was a very, very, very big pee. Best salty snack? Oh, that's a question. I am a big fan of Ritz crackers. Did I wash my hands? Yes. Just in, I forgot. He took a piss out himself. I mean, I do constantly take the piss out of myself. Regularly, every day. 3 p.m. across the pond here. Bit early for whiskey, plus the boss probably wouldn't like it. I mean, you know, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. In fact, as long as it's after midday, pubs open then. So, you know, in fact, most pubs open at 11 and they start serving beer. That's one of the things, whenever you go into a pub and it's like the morning, it's like a British tradition to be like, can we order a beer? Are we allowed? Because there's only a few times in your life that you're ever really going to be at the pub before sort of midday. And that's going to be because you're a fucking alcoholic. Or with no friends, no life, and literally nothing else to do all day. How the fuck they can afford it? I mean, I know there are ways, but yeah. Or you're going to a wedding. You're doing like what do they call it now? Stag do's or hen do's. And probably something else that I'm not thinking of at the top, but some fucking event. And every single time I've been to one where we've met up at the pub or whatever, and it's always a moment of who's going to be the first one. Witherspoons do an okay breakfast. Witherspoons do an okay breakfast. We learned to love the American breakfast at Witherspoons. I'm sure it's not a great American breakfast, but fucking hell, it was satisfying. We learnt about that after when we had the fire, which is a couple of years ago now, which is madness to think about. I can't believe how long it's been since we were even in the sort of emergency firehouse place while they repaired our fucking all of our shit so that we wouldn't have another fucking electrical fire. You're going out for lunch and early. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a very, very, very fucking long time since that happened. But during that time period, because we had to spend a lot of time going back and forth between where we were staying and also a hotel. Stayed in a hotel for about 2 weeks, which was fucking miserable. And then we got put into some temporary housing, which was almost as miserable, but not quite. But we had to travel a fair distance, and we were right by that pub. So every time we went here to fix things ourselves, because the house was effectively fine. It's just they'd fucking ruined our utility cupboards, making the whole house unusable as a house. But yeah. Yeah, we'd come in and we'd go to the pub, because what the fuck else are we gonna do? Like, once we're done fixing some small shit, God, that was a fucking miserable time. But yeah, we discovered the American breakfast because we were in there relatively early whenever we went, and yeah, sausages with fucking sweet sweet sauce and bacon on pancakes. Pretty fucking... I get why America has an epidemic of obesity if that's the kind of fucking breakfast you can have. Oh my god. And like our version is probably a small one as well. If movies are to be believed, all Americans' breakfast is milk and cereal. I don't know, I've seen loads of movies. Oh, actually, it's TV shows usually that have the bacon and the pancakes. Team skeptic equal armoured skeptic? No. Completely different people. Isn't British breakfast absolutely huge? Depends. The British breakfast is quite big. I mean, you've got sausage, beans, bacon, hash browns sometimes, although I'm not a big fan. Although, talking of the things, having cheap, shitty versions, I would like to try like a high quality hash brown and see if that's actually nice, because every hash brown I've ever had in my whole fucking life was fucking disgusting. It was half cooked most of the time and just no thanks. Also, I've just realised Team Skeptic is actually here. But yeah. How you doing, mate? American breakfast is so good. Nothing of that is British, though. I mean, Britain is a place that takes all the best things from places and just sort of stuffs it into certain things and then eats it mostly. Like, I mean, one of the most British inventions is a chicken tikka masala, and that's like half not British. Technically, it's Scottish, I think, and it's basically just... It was a chicken tikka, and they went, I want some gravy with this. So the guy just like made a sauce out of the same stuff that was on the chicken tikka. And yeah, a legend was born. Actually really delicious. Well, a good one. That's one of the reasons why a chicken tikka masala doesn't actually have a set recipe. Yeah. Oh, blood pudding is disgusting. I am not a fan of blood pudding / black pudding. It is... Even now, even with what I've said about having... It's just fucking completely nasty to me, like on an intellectual level. I will never try that. It's just, no. Mushrooms, on the other hand, big fan of those now. Doing okay, recovering from a bad bout of whiskey mixed with some Canadian and Irish, and they kicked my ass inside out. Oof! Are we talking bad toilet time? Fun. Like how you took all their land. That's very accusatory. I took no one's land. I mean, they all belong to me anyway, so you know. Black pudding is ace. I mean, if you're into that, you do you. I enjoy a mutton vindaloo. Stream is all gravy, like bad roast dinners, and black pudding is the best. I mean, I like gravy. I don't like bad roast dinners, but I'm not a fan. No. Do you know Yorkshire people invented haggis? I didn't know that, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was true. They do like the disgusting food around here. And they also don't know what the fuck a bun is. Yorkshire people... I mean, there are a lot of definitions of the word bun. But my definition is, burger bun is a bun. A bun is 2 pieces of bread that you can put some food in between. But a bun to the Yorkshire people is a fucking cake. Is a cupcake. Is a bun. That is not a bun. There is in no fucking universe where that is a bun. If you took a cupcake, cut it in half, and put a burger between it, while that would probably be better than it sounds, it definitely wouldn't make those burger buns. It'd make them burger cakes. Or burger muffins. Or anything other than fucking buns. I just... drives me fucking... Like, there's some really stupid ways of calling buns buns, but, like, like balm cake is, I think, from Manchester or something like that. There's some fucking crazy ones, but yeah. Sick, people keep harassing me to bring you on the Whiskey Wednesday stream. I'm not sure I can take much more abuse. Only you can end it. And yes, toilet time was interesting. It all depends. The problem is, Mondays are the only day where I can legitimately do anything, and I already do something. Every other day, I'm usually... My biggest issue is that the time where I can work is like limited based on how my body functions. So if I can work, I want to be working. I only work. I start working sort of after 12, and then I will work for like 12 hours. But I can't work in the morning. And during that 12 hours of working, it'll be on and off because I get distracted. It's not even... that was fucking gross. It's not even like normal distract. It's just like I have to do something else for time periods. So getting work done takes longer than it necessarily should. Use an apple fritter and not a... You used an apple fritter for a burger? Is that what you're saying? That sounds kind of amazing. So the word fritter always bugs me. You and Team Skeptic, win Whiskey Wednesday. Do it. Oh my god. Lol, hey. We have perfection. We have a perfectly fine definition of a biscuit. And they're fucking tasty. Are you talking about the American biscuit, which isn't a biscuit at all? Or are we talking about what the US lot would call a cookie? Or, I don't know. There is some fucked up definitions of biscuit. I do the leave now. Have stupids to laugh at and aliens to kill. At the same time? Or... But, yeah. Oh god, my nose is itching like crazy. Yeah, let's someone give me a topic, something to riff on, something fun. Not fucking... Last couple of times I fucking asked this on streams, people kept asking me my opinions on some serious political situation. I'm like, oh, fuck off. I don't know. I'm a fucking moron. I don't want to be fucking giving... Terrible stream for terrible people, not... Here's what I think about this fucked up situation that I probably don't know enough about to comment on. Something fun. I hear Canadians call hockey pucks biscuits. And they eat them too. Custard creams. Oh my god, I haven't had those yet. What is my thoughts on remote controlled airplanes? A topic I can actually speak on a bit. My brother is actually really, really into them. And so I've actually used a number of them. I don't know anything about them per se, but they are fucking cool. I've also used some various like remote controlled helicopters and drones and shit. It was really funny actually. As an epic gamer TM, it was really, really fucking hilarious. One Christmas at my mum's, her fella got bought a remote control helicopter, and there was a bunch of... My mum's fella's like a big burly dude who like he works on roads and shit, and all of his mates are like that. So these big, incredibly men. Like I'm a big dude, and they're like, I'm relatively man-many, and they're like amplified versions of me, so like extremely and so they all, as big men, thought they'd be really good with this. And so when I walked in, they asked me if I wanted to go, but they warned me, it's really difficult, all of us are fucking terrible at it. And I flew it up, flew it across the room, sat it down, flew it back, and it was really fucking easy. And I'm not saying like I'm amazing, But it was a weird situation of having gaming ability actually translate into the real world and actually impress people. And it was so fucking... It was lame. Don't get me wrong. I understand that that was a lame fucking... weird flex, but okay. But it was just very strange. There's a few of those moments. Like, I like my gaming moments when... because I think people don't really understand. Everybody assumes that if they're the best at a particular game in their family, but they're not... No one in the family is, like, gamers, epic gamer TMs. Like, I've told this story on stream before, and I just really like it as a story because it both makes me sound... It makes me look good and bad at the same time, which is my favourite kind of story. I got very, 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 very drunk at my at Mrs. Six's mum's house. They were having like a Christmas thing, and it's the first time I got really, really drunk in front of them. I wouldn't stop using the C word because I was very, very, very drunk. And I knew her mum didn't like it. So I was just very casually slipping it into conversation. To the point where she started using it because she realised that getting upset about a word is like just the most pointless thing because it doesn't hurt you. But yeah. But the thing came up, it's like, oh yeah. Mum, she's amazing at Bomberman. She best in the house, beats us all. Her hubby, Mrs. Six's stepdad, considers himself a gamer, and she beat him roundly at Bomberman. So I watched. Everybody got destroyed by her, and they said, and I went, oh, I'll have a go, and I say everybody got... She won. She won every match. And then I got on my own and completely fucking wiped the floor with her whilst not paying attention. It was the first time I'd ever had that, like... This is what it means when people think that they're good at a game but they're not, kind of thing. I don't know. It was lame. Again, it made me look bad and good at the same time. But I did find it hilarious because, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of my favourite stories about Mrs. Six's mum and me. Yeah. My son's mate was pissed when I beat them both on Rocket League whilst drinking vodka. Cannot play sober. There is definitely something when I drink that certain games that I'm not that good at, I get slightly better at. And it's about 2 drinks and I'm quite good at pool. Any less, I'm terrible at pool. Any more, and I'm fucking terrible at pool. But 2 drinks, I actually hit the shots that I'm aiming for. On purpose. And everything. Sometimes I'll even win. And then I'll have a sip of drink and I'm fucking back to shit again. It's one of those things. I remember White Lightning. My girlfriend used to drink it by the gallon. She was scary. Oh, God. Anyone here got a Lichess account? I do not know what Lichess is. I'm a bit addicted to Rocket League. Rocket League is one of those games that I play when my mates like finally goad me into actually playing online, because I almost never I don't really do multiplayer gaming. I can be goaded by the kids into doing it because, you know, they like to hang out with daddy, and I'm happy enough doing that. I don't mind playing sort of co-op-y games together, but I don't really like competitive games. But I will play Rocket League. Mostly because I'm relatively competitive at it. Like, I'm not really good, but I'm way better than someone who's never played it before, like, by ridiculous degrees. Like, I can do certain trick shots and stuff. So, and it's probably the only competitive multiplayer game that I will ever play in any serious way. But, I don't know. I played snooker as a kid, so I assumed it would make me shit at pool. It did not. I was shit hot at pool. It did not. I mean, they are very different sizes of thing. It depends if you keep fucking up and forgetting which game you're playing. That's how you fuck it up. My ex's best friend died of white light. Oh, that's fucking terrifying. People ruin gaming. Yeah. I'm very much of the single player persuasion. I really like games where there's that sort of asymmetrical multiplayer. I like Dark Souls, and I'm actually really like Death Stranding and its whole sort of collaborative but apart system is actually quite fun and rewarding. What I really like about Death Stranding as a game is that when it was on consoles, everyone was like, this game's fucking shit, I don't get it. And then it came to PC, and it went, oh, this game's kind of boring, I love it. And it is kind of boring, but in that Euro Truck Simulator Elite Dangerous kind of way. It's like, yeah, it's not like incredibly, instantly, epically engaging, but you can play it whilst listening to a podcast. And that seems to be like a very PC thing. So having that game come out first on consoles was like a big mistake as far as I'm concerned. If that game had come out on PC first, I think it would have received a much different impression. But, you know, I really like it. And I completely admit the game is boring as fuck. Especially the way I play it. Because I have just been back and forth collecting materials to build roads. And it's really satisfying. I'm progressing through the game incredibly slowly. But as soon as I want to get anywhere, it takes me fuck all time instead of hours and hours of walking. Because I just take a car everywhere. Because I build all the road. Tried Overwatch, didn't care for it. Yeah. Again, it's like, it's the multiplayer thing. I'm just not that into it. I don't like certain things about me is I don't like being relied upon, which is fucking stupid considering I went and got myself a family. But I generally don't like being relied upon. I guess I don't like being relied upon and not being like in control. If I'm in control of a situation, then I don't mind it so much. But being in someone's team, and yeah, it's like at school I couldn't stand fucking team sports because there'd always be some fucking dickhead. I remember that there was the one kid and he used to just scream and shout at everybody because he took football, soccer, but football, come on, you kick the ball with your foot. The other game's called hand egg, we all know this. But yeah, he went, go over there, go down the side, do. It's like, I don't fucking care. I am going to run at the ball and kick it. If I can do that, I have won the game officially. Other than that, I really don't give a shit. Maybe I'll go in goal, so I don't have to do anything. God. Yeah. I like to build castles in Minecraft. I do enjoy me some Minecraft. I'm very upset. I hate team everything. Especially when those teams are like full of people who don't believe things immediately on the face of it. Those are the worst kinds of teams, aren't they? Who's all leaving now? Is this because I don't like football? Or sports ball. I'm not a big sports ball fan. The only sports ball I do like is tennis. And only on clay courts because they slide about, which is awesome. Hey, Sick, could you talk about it if people ruin gaming or make it better in media and the stuffs, in your opinion? I'm going to go get some vodka and coke real quick. I'm not sure I understand the question. Could you talk about if people ruin gaming... Oh, right. If people ruin gaming or make it better, it depends who you are, entirely. And there are some fucking cool, like, communities in gaming that I really like the idea of EVE Online. I know that basically it's a spreadsheet game where occasionally you'll fly a spaceship. But, like, they've built up, like, these big player-based corporations and they've had massive tale... I love reading the stories of, like, groups will infiltrate each other and like rob each other blind and all this shit, and it's like stuff of real world value, like tens of thousands of dollars, and this all works out fine because in terms of what they signed in order to play the game, everything is owned by the developers. It's just, it exists in this world and you're allowed to trade it and sell it to other people if you want. But as far as you know, like owning something, no, we own it. You're just fucking about. You're just playing pretend. And that allows that kind of shit to happen. And it's kind of awesome. Like at the end of the day, it's a game. And yeah. So I love the idea of that shit. But EVE Online, like, I'm okay with, I have been trying to get into Elite Dangerous. I actually got a free key for Elite Dangerous Odyssey, the first person mode. So I was like pretty psyched about that, and I've been giving that a go. Although I can't for the life of me figure out how the fuck to land on a planet. I don't know how it works. I'll figure it out eventually. Hello, Sir Sick, you big, beautiful smarter. How did you wind up making debunking / logic trashing videos? I ended up making them because I started off making... oh, pardon me. I started off making videos on a different channel. I tried to start a gaming channel. And I made game reviews. And I started doing that. And because I liked my reviews, but they got very little traction. And over time, I got quite sort of unable to put in the effort to feel like the passion for it. But I did learn the skills. And while I was doing it, I sort of... I started seeing certain sort of ideas being bandied about that I was like, I want to talk about these. And so if it started off more sort of politically shit, and then I eventually decided to take on the religious and sort of flat earthy and woo stuff that really, really interested me. And it happened that that stuff really resonated with people, and I'm like, well, this is my favourite thing. So, you know, the channel took off. This channel took off a bit while I was talking the political stuff, and I was just like, okay. But it really took off when I started doing the stuff that I thought I wasn't good enough for, which was this, which is really good. And it's just like, oh, actually, yeah. And yeah, and I just wanted to talk about stuff. And it happened to be the thing I enjoyed doing, and people resonated with it, and so I kept doing it. And now I've done it to the point at which I make enough money to feed my family. So it's pretty good stuff. I just recently finished about 2 weeks in-game on the other side of the galaxy in my beautiful golden orca. Cersei, belch. Me? Just for me. Elite Dangerous. Have to have the new stuff for Planetfall. Opening up a new PC newish. Console Planet landing later. Okay. City Skylines a few times. It's a game I could definitely get into. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of city builders, but I just get very bored. No, my mouse wheel just broke. What, literally, just now? Because that fucking sucks. Although, I'm a very, very, very PC-centric guy. I have a house literally filled with PCs. We literally have like 7. Kids have 1 each. Me and Mrs. Sick have 1 each. We have 1 in the living room, the one that I'm currently using to stream. We have 3 laptops. One of them doesn't get really used, but 2 main laptops. So like 8 PCs in this house, all usable. And a bunch of equipment. So I build and fuck about with PCs all the time. Do I like Half-Life? Yes. Half-Life 1 was fucking incredible. Yeah, Cersei can talk and smiley face. I mean, if you weren't here to listen to me talk, do you just want quiet time? Should we just, you know... Was that fun? One assumes you came here to listen to me talk. It might be only me, but I find it funny how people who don't recognise basic laws of physics pushed up your channel in a sort of physical sense. There are 2 DLC with Elite. Horizons lets you onto 0 atmosphere planets, and Odyssey lets you land on light atmospheric planets. Can you only do one or t'other? Is that the idea? Is that what I'm missing? I work in an IT department. If I ask, I can just bring a new mouse home. We get too much anyway. Ah, fair enough. Just a tip for you. I like your stuff. It's foon. Or is it funny? Is that what you're trying to say? Stonehenge. Nuff said. Apparently so. I'd buy you 10 copies of Warzone to play. It's free. And 3 times 10 is still free. Ah, I wouldn't fucking play it though. Is that a multiplayer game? Because yeah, not into that shit. In fact, isn't that the fucking Call of Duty one? Because I've never been into Call of Duty. Just not my dig. I know those feels staring at my 7 working PC. Oh yeah. So yeah, we've got a lot of computers in this house, and it's got this fun system where whenever I get an upgrade, they all just sort of go down for it. So it goes. My PC gets whatever the best upgrade is. Although when it comes to screens, Mrs. Sick tends to get the better screens. She has the most expensive screen in the whole house, which is her drawing tablet, which is thank fuck that Amazon have pay in installments thing with 0% interest, because otherwise I'd never been able to afford that. But they do, so that was fucking awesome. And she has like this really nice 4K monitor for doing the video editing work, because it makes that a lot easier. But you know, I have the sort of the highest end gear for just doing everything and gaming and all that shit. And then yeah, not a fan of COD either. Played the one game because it's the same game 14 times basically. Ever played Borderlands? Yes, I've played 1 and 2, although I didn't make it that far into 2. I might have made it decently far. I never beat it. I did find it vaguely amusing. I liked Handsome Jack. I also really liked the advert for Borderlands 2. I thought that was a really cool advert. And I'm not particularly into dubstep, but the Doomsday by Nero has become one of my favourite pieces of music, because it's just really good. Especially with some big heavy cans on your head. That's one of the things I've become very sort of, since I've become, I want to say unpoor. Again, I still don't have the amounts of cash that people for some reason think you have when you're self-employed. Like when we first told, when I first became self-employed, and the kids were at the kids went to a nearby nursery place, and they were like, "Oh, if you're self-employed, oh, you should send them here more often, because we get a X amount of free hours that basically the government pays for, and we use those because, you know, it was mostly to get the kids somewhere so they could hang out with their peers." But thoughts on the Portal games? Excellent games, love them. But they were like, "Oh yeah, if you're self-employed, oh, you should send them here." It's like, I work on a computer all day. This was back in my eBay days, but basically that's pretty much all I did. And B, it's like, how much do you think I fucking earn? And I still don't earn anywhere near enough where that would be fucking in any way, shape or form a rational choice to make. Because the kids are good. You know, they come in, they come talk to us while we're working, and then they go away and they do their own stuff on their computers or play some game. Or you walk in on the living room and you're like, what the fuck are you even doing? And you've got like their toys all in a little circle facing each other, and you think, there's definitely some fucking voodoo going on in here. But, you know, the idea of can't imagine how much fucking money that would cost. They kicked ass with that series trailer. Yeah. I expect The Witcher has an inflatable banana that keeps it. Fuck's sake. Witcher 3 is excellent. Couldn't get into the other two. Couldn't get into one at all. And I tried getting into Witcher 2, and I just don't like that game. That game plays like shit. Like, I tried one, and it's like, oh, this could be so good, but it's just like, not for me. And then I tried two, and I was like, oh, it's close, but yeah, it doesn't really play very well. I couldn't really articulate that particular thing. I didn't know why I couldn't play that. And I played 3, and I was like, this is fucking excellent. This is perfect. I mean, it's not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but it was fucking really good. And then I tried going back and thinking, oh, now that I have all this sort of context for the world, it made me really understand just how much I don't fucking like The Witcher 2. Do I still play CRPGs like D&D or GURPS? I've never played D&D. Well, I've played like the tiniest, smallest amounts. I couldn't get into Bloodborne, haven't tried Witcher. Well, Bloodborne is significantly fucking harder than The Witcher. And Bloodborne has a very specific way of playing it. Whereas, try Dark Souls and you might enjoy that more because it's a lot more varied in how you can play it. The Witcher is pretty easy. Witcher 3 is 8% on Steam Game of the Year edition. That is well worth the money. That is a fucking enormous amount of game for your money, is The Witcher 3 with the Game of the Year. The Game of the Year edition adds like a slice of land to the top of the main play area, which is Novigrad / Velen. It adds an extra slice across the top. And the other DLC basically adds a whole game. Like literally, Blood and Wine could be most other games as a good length game and just a really good game on its own right. 3D Dot Heroes is the only game to play. Jesus Christ, do you even have a fucking working PS3 for that? Because that's getting harder and harder to do. I have 2 PS3s in this house and one of them does not work. I went through a dubstep phase. Check out Borges Nympho. Okay. But no, like I'm mostly a metal guy, as you can tell from my intro. Sort of yeah. When people ask, I just go, oh, I'm just like melodic death metal and avant-garde metal. But if you really want a fun album, listen to Polka Dot Cadaver's Purgatory Dance Party. It can be a little difficult to get a hold of. I suppose you could probably get it on this. I don't know. I don't actually use streaming services for music because most of my music that I listen to is ripped from CDs that I own. So I just listen to pretty much the same music over and over, and occasionally on YouTube. I just popped over to Brandon's channel. Apparently the Earth is still flat, and the government lies to us about everything. Who is Brandon? Slayer. That, yeah. Rain in Blood is a bit of a tune. Oh. Why is it that if a premature baby is born earlier than a full-term baby, the preemie is considered older despite existing for a shorter period of time? Well, they're not considered older necessarily. Like, I guess I see what you mean. They've literally existed for less time. If you had someone gets pregnant, and then someone else gets pregnant a month later, and then the second person gives birth at 7 months, and the other person gives birth at full term, they're considered older because that's just how we measure it. It's difficult to measure it from conception because we're not 100% certain when people are conceived. We know exactly when they're born because we have doctors there most of the time. Thoughts on the Fallout series? I've always wanted to play 1 and 2, but I could never really get into them. I got really into 3. Really enjoyed that. Absolutely fucking adored New Vegas, and still do to this day. I still like 3. 4, fantastic game, terrible Fallout game. Very addictive. Like I would say that I don't particularly like Fallout 4, but I have put 300 hours into it because Bethesda knows how to sort of sink its teeth into that bit of your brain. They've got pretty decent exploration and pretty compelling sort of game systems to make you keep playing. I just saw the DVD logo hit the corner. Oh my god, you have now completed life. Achievement unlocked. Just got the Witcher 3 and all DLCs for £10 on GOG. Goodbye. Once you get into it. Spec Ops The Line. Spec Ops The Line is something that I've been meaning to play all the way through. And I only get so far. Not because of anything particular. It's just something always happens. And I need to just sit down and play that all the way through. I did get to the White Phosphorus bit. And yes. Wow. Who is Brandon? Good point. I'm very, like, if they're specific names of people, I never know what the fucking names are, because I don't care. 300 hours, yes. In fact, I'll tell you what my most played game on Steam is, which is always a fun one. Go away. Where's... Fucking hell, I can't stop belching today. Apologies. My most played game is Vegas Pro Edit 15 with nearly 4,000 hours. Vegas Pro Edit 15 is the editing software I use. So for some reason I use that quite a lot. But yeah, like the game... Oh, what do I imagine the game I play the most... Can I... I can't remember how I look at my shit on... There it is. My profile. Is it just that? Games. Click. You're going to go through, you motherfucker. Hey? You're just going to sit there staring at me. Stop being slow. Mine is Tomb Raider. What I've most played. I imagine my most played game, since it's not loading, is probably Terraria. Which, oh, there it is. Yeah, I've got just shy of 700 hours on Terraria. Terraria is a fucking fantastic game. If you're into it. If you can't get into it, then I imagine that it's not very good. But it's always cheap. It's got an ungodly amount of content. And if you've got someone to play it with, especially if you're both playing it for the first time, oh, what a fucking game. There's just so much shit in it and so much shit to do, and the fishing is really fun. Another game that I probably play far too much of. Actually, I don't know what I'm up to in that, but come on. There we go. Stardew Valley. Just over 100 hours. That's not as many as I thought it would be. But yeah. For Fallout! Oh, Katamari Damacy. What a game. Yeah, 100 hours on Stardew. And, yeah. I can't remember how many hours I've got on Spelunky, but I've played a fair amount of that. I'm mostly into... Most of the games that I play a lot of are usually 2D of some description. I've played a shitload of Super Meat Boy and a shitload of Spelunky and a shitload of Binding of Isaac. Those are some really good. Seen any good series? Yes. The most recent series that I thought was really good was probably Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer was excellent. Mass Effect is a series that I got about halfway through the second game and I just stopped. Just stopped playing. Don't know why. I really liked the first one. I thought it was amazing. I was like really impressed with it. And then I started playing the second one and I just kind of stopped. I don't remember why. Maybe it was because I bought it secondhand, because that's how I bought all my games when I was young. It's the only way I could afford them. and they're like, oh, we've locked off. I did find that a lot with EA games when I found out that I'd got content locked off and I had to buy it as DLC. I didn't have the internet for a long time, and so I literally couldn't even buy it if I wanted. Am I a Civilization fan? Yes and no. I've played a bit of Civilization, and the main Civilization I've played is a really shitty Java port for like old phones, and I started playing that at 9 o'clock in the evening, and then I checked the time and it was like 5 in the morning, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? For a pared down really shitty version of Civilization, and I played it for 7 hours straight without realizing it. That game is fucking crack, and I haven't actually played much of it since I think it'd be terrifying. Hey Loki, you're a bit late, mate. Should probably replay Okami and finish Assassin's Creed. You mean the first Assassin's Creed? I've never finished the first Assassin's Creed. Okami, I mean, there's lots of HD ports of Okami, but I really, 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 really want to play it at 60 FPS. Talking games, lovely. Even the crap ones are addictive. Yeah, there is something to just that one more go thing. Civ hasn't been the same since Civ 3. Well, there's a lot of people who say Civ 4 is the best, or that Civ 5 is the best once you have all the expansions. No one says Civ 6 is the best. The second Mass Effect was the worst part of the series, in my opinion, for the same reason as usual 4 trilogies. Yeah, I recall getting about halfway through it, and then I just stopped. I can't finish any Assassin's Creed. I couldn't finish the first one, and then Assassin's Creed 2 was really good. And basically all of the Ezio ones I played all the way through and loved them. And both me and Mrs. Sick, that was our game series for a long time. We really liked those Assassin's Creed games. And then it got to Assassin's Creed 3, and Assassin's Creed 3 is fucking tedious. The main character is dull, and the world is sort of stretched thin, and it's just not very good. Black Flag is cool, but it's a completely different thing. Origins, beat that. Odyssey, beat that, and all the DLC. And I've got Valhalla, and I started it, I played it for a long time, and then I fancied one day seeing how, once I got a new computer all set up, how Breath of the Wild ran on my PC with emulator and like 60 FPS and 1440p and all that shit, and it ran ridiculously well because they have the Vulkan stuff in it. So I then spent the next Christ knows how many hours beating Breath of the Wild and a lot of its content, and that was really good. It's awesome how women like games now. Women have always liked games. It's just there's been a weird stigma about it. Currently have 4 PCs, 2 laptops in my place. IT nerd here. Yeah. I mean, I have a weird collection of random sort of stuff. Like, I've got 2 of the mini consoles. No, I've got 3 of them, actually. One of them is under my desk. I've got the SNES one, I've got the Mega Drive one, and I've got the PS Classic underneath my my monitor in where I work. I got a Wii U, which I bought a long time after the Wii U was obsolete, and it's a really fun console to fuck about with hacking. Got a PS4, and I managed to get myself a Series X, which is a really good console and probably the one I play the most. Just because Game Pass is fucking ridiculous. The only Zelda I got into was Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, I've never beaten it because I get up to the end dungeon and I am so fucking sick of dungeons by then. Some people fucking love the Zelda dungeons. I I very rarely rate them because I find them exhausting. I find them mentally exhausting. The only Zelda game with good dungeons, in my opinion, is Wind Waker. Zelda Wind Waker is just one of the best games ever. It's in my top 5. I absolutely fucking love that game. Majora's Mask was trash, fight me. Majora's Mask is difficult to get into. I understand it and I appreciate it, but I've never been able to play it through. I have a Pi Zero in a Game Boy case for all my retro gaming need. Nice, I like that. I've got an RG350 for my retro gaming. That's a nice little handheld. It goes up to about PlayStation. Have you tried any of the newest emulator boxes? Thousands of retro, including older PlayStation. I haven't got any of those, but I do have a Shield TV, which makes for an excellent emulator box. And I have a Raspberry Pi K400, which I have spent very little time with. My brother bought it for me as a Christmas present. Basically, as his way of saying, I don't have the money at the moment, but I wanted to do something. Because I brought my brother... I decided last Christmas to buy one person something really good for Christmas instead of just buying shitty stuff for people who don't seem to appreciate it, which they don't. So we bought my brother a Oculus Quest 2, and he really fucking appreciated that. So in return, we had been talking about the Raspberry Pi K400, and yeah, I've been looking at that. I keep looking at it's at like in my peripherals on the desk where I can see it, so that when I get the time, I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to do some playing about with it. I still play Final Fantasy on my top load Nintendo. Got to blow the cartridge first. Do not blow your cartridges. Blowing into your cartridges is fucking terrible for them. What happens when you blow into cartridges is you are spitting into them. And the thing about human saliva is it's kind of corrosive. And it's kind of... It will basically rust out the contacts. What you need to be doing is getting some isopropyl alcohol, 99%, and a Q-tip or an earbud or whatever the fuck you call them yourself, and clean the contacts on them. Clean the shit out of the contacts, and you will find that your games run 100% of the time and they'll be great. Don't blow on them. It's fucking terrible for them. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. I have played through that once. I've tried to play through it again. It's like... It's fine. It's not that great. It's not as good as I'd hoped. But I did like it. There's a lot of fucking about in Crisis Core. But as a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, I still really like it. Want to buy a PSP, needs a new battery though. I have a PSP that I need to find one of the custom firmwares for it. The one that I was using, because I've lost the fucking... I've either lost the memory card or the memory card has died or something, because I can't use it anymore. And I didn't install the custom firmware onto the device because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Loco Roco is low-key one of the best games ever. That is quite a cool game. I thought I was the only one who said peripherins. Is that from something? Yeah, it's from the Mighty Boosh. Peripherins is... I think it's the moon. The moon goes, oh, it's all in my peripherins. Breath of the Wild has no dungeons. It does and it doesn't. The Divine Beasts technically count as dungeons, and the Shrines technically count as micro dungeons. But, yeah. But they are the weakest part of that game, in my opinion. Although, I did... I beat the Champion's Ballad with my big playthrough of that on Cemu emulator. And it was really... The dungeons in that are good. Some of them are fucking ridiculously mean because you can only do them with one bit of health, but they are really good dungeons. Good night, Sick. Looking forward to more traded idea murder videos. Good luck on the stray cat hunt. Fuckers need culled. 2.4 billion birds a year. Christ. Your PSP got C-bombed. Okay. I mean, if I could figure out a way of like flashing new firmware onto it, that'd be great. But most of the tutorials on getting them like re-going, I can't fucking find them, or I couldn't when I was looking for them, and I haven't looked for them in a long time. I do, however, have a PS Vita that's hacked, and it basically does the same job but better, so it's fine. I like one of the things, a weird thing. I haven't bought I've bought one whole Nintendo game in a long time, because every time I get a Nintendo console, I immediately hack it, and then I just fill it with games from questionable sources. And when I did the Wii U, I had to buy a game in order to hack it. So I bought like one Nintendo game in a long time, because I really enjoy hacking these consoles, just to have a quick go on most of these games. And most of the time, I don't do fuck all with them. Lego Star Wars, oh my god. I played those through like in their original PS2 form. Those were amazing games at the time. But you're a micro dungeon. Got one for £3, so no worries. Got one what? Cats are just trying to do what God couldn't do due to not existing. Kill the dinosaurs. Now they're... Oh, I see, because of birds. Yeah, that makes sense. That explains a lot about my old cartridges. What, have you been spitting into them by accident? Yeah, clean the contacts. A hacked Wii U. Hacked Wii. Oh yeah, hacked Wii's are good too. I got one for the kids, just so I could fill it with like emulators and shit. Because it's an awesome piece of hardware. I think the Wii was the one that I started on. When I was really, really poor, we bought a Wii because it was the cheapest thing we could. It was reasonably inexpensive, and we could hack it, so we did. And then we just basically had free games then. 2 words, Soul Reaver. Oh, what a fucking game! Soul Reaver. I love the fucking intro to that. Cain was deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. Not exactly a perfect Raziel impression, but fucking hell. Love it. You am the whiskey man. Me am whiskey man. It is my superpower, and my curse, and everything else. Oh, my nose is itching like crazy, dude. I think I might be getting poorly, which is fun. But, yeah, it's been good. My throat is getting sore, and I am getting tired, and I need a piss. But this has been a really good stream. I can't believe how well it's gone. Maybe I should pretend to be lonely more. I only meant that Mrs. Sick wasn't here. I didn't actually mean I was lonely, but thank you all for coming in. I was waiting for that. 2 hours. 2 goddamn hours, and it came out right at the end. Yeah, so thanks for everybody for coming over. If you haven't already, check out Globers and Goblins for... I'm gonna... Fuck's sake! Yeah, I think I made the right call. And I think that's why my nose is itching like crazy. Oh, Jesus Christ, go away, leave me alone. Yeah. So, yeah, Globers and Goblins. I don't know if they're done, but even if they're not, or if they're not, go check them out. Go annoy her. And go hang out with them instead. Other than that, yeah. If you want to hear more sort of like this, of just me chatting shit, check out my Twitch channel. I'm trying to stream every Saturday. It's mostly, at the moment, going to be Dark Souls. And the adventures of Buff McGee, the topless, Zweihander-swinging dumbass who keeps getting himself killed by stupidity. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for coming. And, and I'll catch you next time. There we go. Bye! Oh.